us.
Good morning, everyone. First, I should probably address why this looks like the lowest quality YouTube video ever made. You're currently looking at an old game called Tekken Tag 2, and this was the main series Tekken game before Tekken 7, unless you count Revolution, which you probably shouldn't. And the reason I really wanted to play this game with you guys is there are a couple of characters in this game who still have not made it into Tekken 7 as DLC, and so I want to bring you my arguments for why I think they really deserve to be in Tekken 7 in Season 3, if there's going to be a Season 3, but as far as I can tell, it actually seems kind of likely. Now, the reason the quality is so low is I found out that the way you can play Tekken Tag 2 on PS4 is you can get a service called PS Now, so I got that, and then I found out afterwards that you cannot actually record gameplay while using PS Now, and so the only way for me to make this right now is to sit in front of the TV. You can see my hand, I'm right here, and then actually film my TV using my webcam. And so I'm really sorry about the quality. Hopefully you can at least hear my voice clearly enough, and if you think this is enjoyable enough despite the low quality, then I will make all three videos. There are three characters I really want to talk to you guys about, but we'll do this one today. I'm going to start with Kuni because she's probably top of my own personal list, and then definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments, and if it's interesting enough, then we'll make all three. So, let's start talking about why Kunimitsu is so cool and why I think she deserves to be in Tekken 7. Maybe a little bit of backstory on the character first. Kunimitsu is a ninja of the Manji clan, so the same clan as Yoshimitsu. And the Manji are like good-natured ninjas who help the poor, but Kunimitsu is a little bit of a greedy cunt and a naughty girl, and so she's been kicked out and disgraced. And now she works as an air conditioning unit repairwoman to make ends meet, despite the fact that she's like a superpowered ninja, which I think is a pretty unique and cool backstory. Now, she started out as a palette swap for Yoshimitsu way back in the day, so she was kind of to Yoshi what Violet is to Lee right now, or Panda is to Kuma. However, they brought her back in Tag 2 with a move list that is completely her own, so she actually doesn't spawn off of Yoshimitsu that much at all anymore. She has a couple of moves that you will recognize, like this and this, but apart from that, the similarities are very superficial, and she's completely unique and entirely her own character, which is very important to note. She's not a palette swap or a clone of anything anymore. Also, when they gave her a new move list, they actually came up with a very easy to understand, fun to use, and cool, unique move list for her that I think anybody can enjoy. If you start pressing buttons with her, you'll find that you have some pretty standard and easy to understand jabs. You can use a 1-2 or a 1-1 for your 10-frame block punish, and she has, I think, a 1-down-2 as well. Let's see if we can remember how to do that. Oh, sorry, it's 1 back 2, and you can get 22 again. Kind of Marduk-esque, and you get a mid for the extension. I'm sorry, it's been a year since I played this game. And then for your like standard mid pokes, you have a down forward 1, same as you would see on a lot of standard characters in Tekken 7. This is average for frame data, but it has really good range. It's pretty decent down forward 1. I would say it's a very good down forward 1, actually. But everybody knows about how to use a move like that, so there's nothing intimidating about that either. And then for your standard launchers, you just have a very typical down for 2 here for 15, which is cool. You get some hop kicks for 16, I think it is. You could bring that down to 15 if you wanted to. The cool thing about her hop kick is you can do the single knee or you can do the double for extra damage, which I think is a really cool little addition. It's a very unique and nice animation that you can actually use here for combo fillers if you like as well. So I think it's one of the coolest hop kicks in the game, even though it's obviously, not very good range and stuff like that, but none of the hop knees on characters like Kazumi and Yoshimitsu have good range on their hop kicks, So, surprisingly, for like a ninja who can jump through the air, do these cartwheels with attacks out of them, jump across over the opponent and cross them up like this, slide around on the ground. She's very small and very mobile. She has this stance where she dashes towards you as well. She's very, very easy and intuitive to use, and I think that's one of the main themes of Tekken 7. It's supposed to be the most accessible Tekken game, and we have a lot of characters designed specifically to be easy to use for new players. And Kunimitsu just kind of fits perfectly into that role. Like anybody can start using her and understanding her right away. If we look a little bit deeper at the move list, another cool thing about Kuni that I think would fit fine as just a nice strong aspect of the character in 7 is that she has a powerful full crouch mix-up. Now, this used to be Yoshimitsu's full crouch mix-up in early games, and then they took it away from him, but they put it on Kunimitsu instead. And so she has this knockdown, a full crouch down for 3, and you can get a while standing 4 into this string for 44 guaranteed damage, which is very big and chunky, and so it means that her full crouch mix-up is very strong. She has a couple of really cool mids to mix this up with. She has the while standing 1-1, which would obviously be her like 12 or 13 frame block punisher from while standing for a nice 30 damage right there. She has the while standing 2, which is the knife attack like that for 25, which is pretty cool. She has a while standing 4, of course, which is very standard. And then her launcher from while standing is this really cool little cartwheel kick, which is just a 15 frame while standing launcher, but it has really good range, nice fluid animation, it's fun to use, and I think it's a cool little launcher. So her full crouch mix-up game is really strong, really cool, and would fit perfectly into Tekken 7. If you have a look at her punishment, there's basically nothing you have to modify. We showed you the jabs that she has. That's 1 back 2, 1-1, and 1-2. And then for 11, just give her the 2-2, which is a slightly longer range dagger attack here for 28. She uses just one long knife instead of a sword like Yoshi. And then she has the forward 2-3, which is just the same kind of animation, same kind of damage and properties you would see on most powerful 12 frame block punishers in Tekken 7 like Bob and Lars. This one is slightly more powerful still because you get 38 damage and the range on this is massive. Like it will hit from like out here, which is crazy, I know, but let's see, tip range is like right there. It's really far. I think this would make perfect sense for a 12 frame for Kuni, so I would probably if I was in charge, reduce to maybe slightly shorter range, and then maybe give her 35 damage or something to make it a little bit more in line with the Tekken 7 balance. But it would be perfectly fine right there. And then you get your launchers at 15, starting with a down 4-2. She also has this really cool string, which is back 4-3. Natural 42 knockdown string, and this has extremely good range, so this would be her punisher for moves that have a lot of pushback, so she has a go-to option for that as well as the 4-4, which is a very unique move to Kuni. It's a 9 frame mid. She has famously the fastest block punisher in Tekken, and so if you don't think that would fit well into the world of Tekken 7, then you just maybe make it a little bit slower, but she has this really fast knockdown mid with a advancing knee right here that you can use the wall. It's very powerful, mainly a punisher though. And so you can see that even though she might look a little bit intimidating with the whole acrobatics stuff and she's flying through the air and everything, it's actually a very intuitive and easy to understand character. And the fun factor with this character is really huge. She has a couple of stances. She has the one where she dashes forward like this, which is mainly a combo stance, but she has some pretty cool moves out of it. She has the 2. Oh, this is her key charge, by the way, where she spins and does like a Naruto hand thing. She has a 2 right here, which is a counter hit launcher. Let's try and show that. And then she can do the 4, which is her combo ender. This is the one where she flies into the air. Anytime this cartwheel kick hits an airborne opponent, it will go into her air throw. And then she can go into another stance, which is her jump. This is her jump stance, which she can go into off of the dash, like that. And this actually recovers in full crouch. Cool thing about that is she has the powerful full crouch mix-up, so you can run up and confuse your opponent with this, maybe jump over something if you're a real baller, and then you'll recover in full crouch and you can start applying a mix-up from down here right away, which I think is awesome. She has a throw, where she just climbs you and throws you back like that, which I think is really cool. She has this throw from a normal standing position as well. It's a really nice little throw. And so those stances are pretty cool. Now, one thing that was famous about Kunimitsu with this stance and this cartwheel is that in Tekken Tag 2 we had 2 characters, right? You play with 2 characters at a time, and you would use them both to create really long, high damage combos. But the cool thing about Kuni is she could get really good combo damage by herself without a tag partner, because of the fact that she has this really cool attack throw combo ender, which gives you a nice guaranteed 10 damage at the end of the combo. So kind of like an excavator for Gigas, but more dramatic. And now in Tekken 7, like, everybody's on their own, like, everybody's solo, and so you wouldn't have to modify her combo game almost at all to make her fit perfectly into the game. However, she would need a couple of spin moves. That's like the one thing you would have to think about, right? Now, for her spin move, I mean, she uses this stance for her combos, right? So what you could do is, she currently in Tekken Tag 2 uses this string to bound, which is the spin equivalent in Tekken 7. But you could just take another move, which is the stance 1-2, which is this jab into a horizontal dagger swing. You could tell how that would animate like perfectly as a spin move in 7. So basically you do kind of like a standard combo you do in this game. This into hop kicks, into forward throw, into the stance, and then do that. And if that were a spin move right there, it's 45 damage. Maybe stick a little bit more damage on the dagger swing right there to maybe stick a spark on it to make it a little bit more powerful for the spin. And then you could use, stance into the cartwheel, post spin for the attack throw, and then she would go up to something like 60 or 60 plus damage. So a perfect combo ender out in the open. Or she could run up and do powerful wall carry stuff like down for 1-3, which would send her opponent, as you can see, like towards the wall like that. So she would have like really intuitive, decent, damage combo game right off the bat with just a couple of small modifications, which I think is really cool as well. So really interesting. Now, maybe you think it's a little bit heavy on the ninjas if we put Kunimitsu in Tekken 7 because we already have 2 ninjas. We have Master Raven and Yoshi. But I think because the character is unique and actually feels more like a ninja than any of the other 2, she would fit perfectly, in my opinion, without overlapping, even thematically, with those characters. One thing I've been thinking about with Yoshimitsu is he's supposed to be this ninja, right? But he doesn't really feel like one. You could honestly reskin him to be, for example, like a clown character or a court jester character who spins around and makes weird fucking noises, and it would almost make more sense with the move list Yoshimitsu has these days than, a ninja, and he has 2 big swords and everything. However, Kunimitsu kind of personifies that kind of character a lot better. She's mobile, she's stealthy, she uses like smoke and stuff. She can disappear into the ground and then jump out of it like this. She can breathe fire, she can jump through the air. She also has some really cool and fun throw animations. I love her side throw, check this out. She just like spins you around so fast that you take 40 damage and then she laughs at you. Which is another cool thing about the character. She's got a little bit of personality. I mean, for a ninja with a mask that always hides her face, she's kind of like laughing at you and mocking you because she is sort of the bad girl ninja. Not an evil character, but definitely one that is going to mock you because she's faster than you and she's a better fighter in her opinion. So I think that's pretty cool. Anything else I want to mention about this character? I think I'm just going to leave it at that, but there are so many cool things we could talk about. Maybe I should just mention that because she is a ninja, she has back turn game, which is something that most ninja characters in Tekken have. And so she can do some pretty cool combos that you could basically lift straight into Tekken 7 off of her back turn using her back 4. And like I say, it's been a long time since I played this, so let's see if I can remember how to do this, but I think it's something like this. Yeah, and then you can use the shark attack blow, which is that ender right there, for her combo ender as well. And that would be a perfect post-spin combo ender for Tekken 7, especially if you need a floor break. It would obviously be a floor break move, and a launcher just by itself. And then you could, after you launch with this, go into this throw right there, and get a decent 64. So, I mean, I think she just makes a lot of sense. The move list is very new. I mean, she was updated for Tag 2, and she also has a really unique and cool look in this game. Not the look I'm using right now, but she has an alternate costume that is kind of like an iron armor with a wolf's head and has a lot of fur on it. It's really cool, and just an updated version of that with the improved graphics, with the improved animations of Tekken 7 would really just marry perfectly with the look and animation of this character to make her an absolute joy. And I think even though she wasn't necessarily very powerful in Tekken Tag 2, I mean, or very popular. I think she would really be appreciated. If I think about the current climate of Tekken 7, this is exactly the kind of character people seem to want to play these days. So, yeah, there's really no reason why she shouldn't be in Tekken 7, and I think she deserves to be in Season 3. So this is my petition for that happening, and I hope you agree with me. There are two more characters I really want to talk about, so if you're interested, maybe we'll make those. But for now, thank you so much for watching this little video, and I'll talk to you guys again very soon.